Hey, let's talk about Sam. You might see a little bit of yourself in him. Sam felt stuck. His apartment was basically a permanent I'll tidy tomorrow zone. The Learn Guitar app on his phone, it sent its last reminder months ago, which he just wiped away with a sigh. Sam had big dreams. He wanted to be healthier, more creative, more put together, but the gap between where he was and where he wanted to be, it felt like a giant canyon, impossible to cross. He didn't know how to start, and the gap just seemed too wide to bridge. Every Monday, he'd had this huge plan, like a radical new diet or a 2 hour daily practice schedule, only for it to completely crash and burn by Thursday. And then he'd feel worse about himself than he did before. He was stuck in this loop. Big dreams, big effort, a big failure, crashing guilt, and then rinse and repeat. He looked at people who seemed to have everything figured out. The co-worker who was always on top of things, the friend who ran marathons, and think they had some kind of superhuman willpower he just didn't have. One rainy Monday, avoiding the dishes again, Sam was scrolling and passed a call from the book called Atomic Habits. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your system. It hit him like a little poke in the ribs. He realized that he'd been obsessed with the end goal, like a clean house or being a guitarist, but completely ignored the system. The daily habits that would get him there, or in his case, wouldn't. So he got the book. The main idea was simple, but a game changer. Forget about this huge life altering transformation. Instead, focus on atomic habits, tiny little daily routines that are easy to do and just as easy to skip. These little acts done consistently over time are what make all the difference. It's not about making a giant leap across that canyon. It's about building a bridge, one small brick at a time. And a math of it that gave him hope. If you just improve by 1% each day, after a year, you're not 365% better. You're 37 times better. On the flip side, if you get 1% worse every day, by the end of the year, you're almost at zero. It's crazy, right? Your daily habits, not their size, determine where you'll end up. For the first time, Sam felt the weight of those big goals lift. He didn't need to be a superhero today. He just needed to get 1% better. So Sam decided to start small with his chaotic mornings. His big goal was being more productive, but his new system was focused on one simple habit. Drink a glass of water right after waking up. He used a trick called habit stacking from the book. He took something he already did, like turning off his alarm, and stacked a new habit right after it. He wrote it down. After I turn off my alarm, I will walk to the kitchen and drink one full glass of water. Then, to make it easier, he put a clean glass on the counter the night before. No thinking, no obstacles. The next morning, half asleep, he did it. It felt trivial, too trivial even, but he did it. And then he marked an X on his calendar, a little win to show he'd follow through. Next up was the guitar. Practice for an hour felt like climbing a mountain. His new habit, pick up a guitar and play one scale, just one. He put the guitar on a stand right in the middle of the living room, making it obvious. Every time he saw it after work, instead of feeling guilty, he picked it up. Sometimes play one scale led to 2 or maybe a few minutes of the song, but the habit just picking it up. Success was guaranteed. Weeks went by. The excess on his calendar kept piling up. Drinking water, first thing, automatic. Sometimes he'd play guitar for 20 minutes. His apartment is still messy. This was the plateau of latent potential, as the book called it. It's that point when progress feels slow and results aren't visible yet, but deep down, it's all building for something bigger. The key was trusting the process, even when it didn't seem like much was happening. Sam learned to love the X's on his calendar, not the big end goal. The habit itself became the reward. Over time, his identity started shifting. He stopped thinking, I'm trying to be the guy who plays guitar and start thinking I'm the kind of guy who plays a little guitar every day. He wasn't just running to get fit. He was a runner because he put on his shoes and gone for a tiny 10-minute jog 3 times a week. The focus shifted from the goal to the kind of person he wanted to be. Of course, he missed a day. When a whole weekend while visiting family, the old Sam would have seen that as proof he's failed and given up. The new Sam had a rule: never miss twice. Missing once, no big deal. But missing twice in a row, that's how a bad habit starts. He also added an instant reward system. He put a jar on his kitchen counter. Every time he did his tiny guitar habit, he dropped $1 in it. It was a small but satisfying reward. Seeing the jar fill up was way more motivating than some abstract progress. About 4 months later, one evening, Sam's friend came over. Wow, your place looks great, she said. Sam looked around, surprised. He hadn't done a big cleaning spree, but that tiny habit: after I make my coffee, I put away 5 things that are out of place, had been slowly, invisibly transforming his space. His guitar jar had enough for a nice dinner out, and now he could play a few songs all the way through without messing up. That canyon he used to see didn't feel like a canyon anymore. He had built a bridge, one atomic brick at a time. He was healthier, calmer, more creative, not because of some dramatic change, but because of hundreds of small decisions that had become second nature. So, what's your canyon? Maybe it's writing a book, getting in shape, learning a language, or just feeling more in control of your day. Take a lesson from Sam's journey. Your journey doesn't start with a big bang, it starts with a whisper. Pick one tiny thing. Don't overhaul your life. Pick one small, almost laughably easy habit that gets you going in the right direction. Want to read more? Read 1 page. Want to get fit? Do 2 push-ups. Use a formula. After current habit, I will new tiny habit. After I pour my morning coffee, I will open my notebook. After I sit down for dinner, I will name one thing I'm grateful for. Make it obvious. Leave your running shoes by the bed. Put your book on your pillow. Place your veggies at the front of your fridge. Celebrate the X. Celebrate your progress and keep track of it. Whether it's through a calendar, an app, or even a jar of marbles, having a visual reminder can be incredibly motivating. Be the person. Focus on becoming a type of person who does that thing. Instead of saying, I need to run, shift your mindset to, I'm a runner. You don't need to be perfect. Just keep moving in the right direction, no matter how small. Your first 1% start now.